fellow white people. Do you think bad things happen in the world? What? You do? Is that a form of white nationalism and white supremacy I hear? It is? What? The radical leftists think literally anything bad that happens can be accused of being white nationalism or white supremacy or something like that. It is? What? Ring Ring, fictional character, Ring Ring? Yes, idiot. Do you think I'm bad for being right? Am I PC? Yes, you are? Yeah, you have not checked your white privilege. You have not checked your male privilege. I mean, seriously, you haven't checked your male privilege? I don't even know which. It's just. Yeah. Okay, so boring intro aside. That is a serious issue. The absolutely stupid things of, that person bad because reasons. I hate it. I can't do it anymore. All I do is just I can't. I just nitpick and nitpick and nitpick, and I just eventually find something wrong with it. So, yeah, I'm tired of being accused of being a racist just because I'm white. I'm tired of being considered the root of all evil just because I'm white, and I hate it. And even if you say you're colorblind, which, let me go translate it for you, means you don't see race, as in you do not care what a person looks like or what a person's gender is. Racism doesn't disappear, as in not saying race, but you're still racist. So if you can't tell what race they are, and you just treat someone differently based off of if they're mean to you or not, and they're black, but you can't know that they're black, are you racist? Well, according to the left eyes, you are, and I'll continue with this stupid thing. And then some people say, by ignoring race, you're dismissing issues, because treating everybody equally is dismissing issues. Like, treating everybody equally. No. You have to treat black people better than white people and Asian people and, things like that. Not the same. No. That's racism. But better. That's called equality. Yeah. So from a New York Times thing, it showed a black kid, and the headline: "Can I be friends with a white person?" Segregation much? Division much? Anybody? And guess what? Robots are racist. Things that program and literally take someone to code them, racist. That makes sense. And my favorite: why does the military support white supremacy? If there's one thing that the military does, it likes kicking out unfriendly ideas to some of their members, let's just say like Islam, or white supremacy, or sexism. Now, what country has all of those that the U.S. invaded and repeatedly bombed? Iran? No. Iraq? No. Shoot. I can't think of others. North Korea? No. I can't think of any. My less favorite: the whiteness of Toy Story 4, and I can continue if wanted. And also, since you wanted me to continue, animals with white fur are racist, because, that's not a thing that you're inherently born with. Fighting racism with racism. Good job, guys. Then, for the 4th of July, some celebrities who, why should we give a thumbs up about, are saying that independence is a celebration of white supremacy. Eek. How do you do that again? Independence Day and white supremacy. Independence and white supremacy. So the Declaration of Independence was to bring each other in, and the original draft said slavery was legal, but since they wanted to bring all the colonies together, and some of them were avid slave owner activist things, and they wouldn't join if slavery was legal, and the people who you say are evil because they own slaves tried to make slavery illegal, but in order to form a greater union, taking some words from the preamble, we must compromise. If compromise didn't exist in the world, there wouldn't be no racism is bad in some of it. There'd either be racism is good or racism is bad. Take the Civil War of the Americas. Let's take Russia, or China, or Iran, or Iraq, or literally any country in the history of everywhere. So yeah, compromise is good, no matter what it accomplishes, because then you don't have to fight a war over it. So would you like to hear the pull your hair out type of stuff? Well, don't, because, ready? So, a group called Black Militia Group, aka domestic terrorism, because militias are used in times of war, as in a citizen military that is used to fight, not patrol the streets. So, domestic terrorist group / black militia thing, patrolling the street with AK-47s and AR-15s in Atlanta, and I think Atlanta's an open carry state, so that's perfectly legal. What isn't legal is blocking traffic. So a man smirks at them, and they start to approach him. Yeah, you can already see where this is heading. So then as they approach, they say, "We're not Black Lives Matter, we're your worst nightmare." And then they argue about, where's our reparations for slavery? Because reasons. And you don't even know if his ancestors owned slaves. How do you know he wasn't Irish? How do you know he wasn't Chinese? How do you know he wasn't, Asian, like my ancestors? Let me go give you a quick history lesson. The Emancipation Proclamation was signed by Abraham Lincoln. That ended slavery, and a Confederate general on June 19th in Texas read out to the last slaveholding city that all black slaves were free to go, and it would be illegal and punishable by death if had slaves, or life in prison, depending on conditions, treatment, and amount. Understand? So, that happened on June 19th. So, Brown versus Board of Education happened in 1958, meaning you couldn't segregate people in things. And the Civil Rights Act followed a year later, after it was passed by all Republicans and one Democrat. So, yeah. just want to go throw that in there for a tiny bit of historical context. So, in the 40s, everything was relatively good, except, segregation. But still, everything was relatively good, and, random things. Okay. Now, let's go take a trip down memory lane. When the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, guess who did all the cheap labor? The Irish, aka white people. The Asians, aka Asians. And guess what? My great 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 grandmother, who had her citizenship unfairly stripped away from her in World War II. Now, this is illegal. She was also sent to a re-education camp. Now, do I demand from white people and black people who enforce these laws reparations for sending my grandparents, great 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 grandparents, to re-education camp? No. Do I want reparations? No. Oh, but you're like, well, you got off on cheap labor and slavery, basically. Yeah, guess who did that? Guess who, built the railroads? Wasn't black people. It was Asians and Irish. Now, let's go look at stereotypes today. Stereotypes of black people. Cricket, 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 cricket. Stereotypes of Asian people. They're hardworking. They are married happily. They're happily married. They make a lot of money. They're smart. So now let's. So if you're all about abolishing stereotypes and then yeah, Asians have it so great, that's called hypocrisy. Now, what are your predictions on what caused this group? My best guess off the top of my head, without doing any research, is, well, they were force-fed information by the media. Now let's take this. You're watching media, a source of news that does their research and is trustable in your eyes, right? Or a source of information. And then they start saying, like a trusted, well-researched thing in your eyes, start saying, Germans were racist and sold all of their black population to become a white nationalist group under what, whoever, Tsar Nicholas the Second or something like that. I don't know, because he was German. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. So, and this is a reliable source in your opinion. So you'd start feeling pretty angry about Germans. And you go look for more people who are the same. And they keep feeding your anti-German things in your echo chamber. Echo chamber as referring to only one opinion. One opinion is the same. All opinions are bad that aren't that one opinion. So then you start getting more idealistic against Germans. And see, it just goes down this rabbit hole, so whatever. So another group who kind of encourages this is self-hating white people and Democrats. Most notably, big tech corporation Democrats. So yeah, next thing. And now we should move on to companies. So on PayPal, things that can get you banned include advocacy of violent group affiliation, dehumanizing language, false claims of crimes and violence, Holocaust, dental things, hate event involvement, white advocacy / nationalism, intolerant religious content, prejudice news / commentary, and the best one, anti-immigration. Yeah, fun. Even funner. Because that's reasons. So basically, you can't be a Trump supporter and be on PayPal, so yeah. More corporations, like Twitter releasing like a statement that you shouldn't use these terms, or you could face punishment, like master and slave, which comes from the word Slav, meaning a white person, a Slavic from Europe, where white people live. Tell me again how slaves anti-black again? Exactly, the word. Oh, yeah, the other thing that most people forget about is the Muslim slave trade. The Muslims were not were not getting slave. The white people were. Black and Middle Eastern pirates were raiding villages and enslaving white people. And still do to this day in some countries. Okay, so here, I got a list. So, whitelist is now allow list, blacklist is now denial list, master and slave is now leader and follower, primary replica, primary standby, grandfathered is legal. Whatever. Why grandfathered? How does that? Oh, it's for inclusiveness. Grandfathered? Whatever. Gender pronouns, and then they leave an example. Guys. Eek. Folks, people, you all, y'all. Gender pronouns, he, him, and his. Man hours, person hours, or engineer hours. Sanity check. Wait, sanity check? Jesus. Quick check, confidence check, or coherence check, which are all different from sanity. Dummy value, placeholder value, what? And sample value. Well, I blacklist this list. If none of the preferred inclusive versions were not there, I'd whitelist it, but right now, this is just a slave of the left, and I feel like the right is all the masters, and I feel like they're kind of grandfathering me, and guys, I seriously can't do it. The people at Twitter must have put so many man hours into this, and I don't know if they did a couple sanity checks, but the dummy value on this is absolutely massive. And chess is racist, because the white pieces always move first. So are you saying someone has to move first just because it's the white player, the player who has white, doesn't mean it's racist. Would you say it's racist if the black people moved first? No, you wouldn't. Plus, the first move doesn't really affect anybody. In fact, it may give you an advantage. Because if you can find what your opponent's first move is, you can get a checkmate on the fourth or fifth move. So yeah, you can't. So chess is racist apparently, and everything is racist too. So you're like, oh, but well, chess was probably created by some white supremacist dude in Pish Posh Londinium. No, it wasn't. It was created in India. Wah 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 wah. And so and so guys, I am tired of just being like, yeah, because of something that you can't control, you're racist. You know. Never mind what you do, and never mind if there's any evidence of it. No, you're just racist. Sorry. Yeah, since you're inherently born with a feature that you can't control, you're racist. Sorry. It isn't actions that speak louder. It's your race. I'm sorry. You're just white, so you're racist, and I'm tired of just getting that. 'Cause, I mean, it's the worst thing ever. Like, it's horrible, and it's racism. It's not reverse racism. No, it's racism. The left likes to call us, like, we're calling it reverse race. No, we're not. We're just calling it racism. We're calling it for what it is, and, well, it's racism, in my opinion. I'm tired of this, and I'm tired of, well, just the media, I guess, which is why I started this YouTube channel.